Good afternoon. We'll be doing chapter 6, fallacies, part 6. Next fallacy of ignoratio elenchi. The third one is the argumentum ad populum, an emotional appeal to majority people. Eyring OP calls it an emotional appeal to majority people. Here an appeal is made to touch the majority people's emotions rather than to reason in order to establish one's own point of view. What does this mean? That what you do generally, that since large crowd of people are following a particular thing, you too follow it by respecting their emotions without actually knowing whether it is right or wrong. So, without actually following your own subconscious mind, you just tend to do what others are doing. Then you commit the fallacy of argumentum ad populum. Let us see the definition. When the premises of an argument contains an appeal to majority people's emotions and feelings in order to support the truth of some unrelated conclusion, then the fallacy of argumentum ad populum is committed. So here you not only follow, you also tell your opponents or the others to follow the same view. So you commit the fallacy of argumentum ad populum. Means if somebody asks you why are you following this view, then you say that majority are doing it, so I will also do and you also do it. See, the propagandist means the advertisers. They use this device, means this fallacy, as an easiest way of arousing people's emotions, because they say that, see, it is widely held view that everybody is using our product, so you too use it. For this purpose, they may sometimes use emotional language which is irrelevant to the content or information. Example, the cheer girls for cricket matches or the political parties using emotional language to win the votes. Now, this particular argumentum ad populum, it's a bandwagon effect, bandwagon fallacy. What do you understand by bandwagon? Means it is a psychological phenomenon in which people do something primarily because the other people are doing it, regardless of their own beliefs. Just because, see, all of them have climbed the chariot and they're leaving the place, so he's telling his opponent also to join him, just because the others are also doing it. Let us take few examples. The girl is trying to prove a statement that the earth is round, but he denies it by saying that majority knows that it is flat and so it is flat. So he goes by the emotional feeling of the majority. Let us take one more example. A particular model of mobile is the best in the market. Don't you know that it has the highest sale in the market? So here also we commit the fallacy of argumentum ad populum, because in this example there is an emotional appeal to people for a particular model of mobile. Majority of them are using it and so you should also use. Now let us take second example. How can you criticize dowry system? Are you wiser than your ancestors? Here also appeal is made to majority of the ancestors who were wise enough to take dowry. So we commit the fallacy of argumentum ad populum. Married girl must wear sari. Don't you know that the great grandmothers always did that for years? Here also we commit the fallacy of argumentum ad populum, because here an emotional appeal is made to the great grandmothers who used to wear sari. Let us see the fourth one, argumentum ad vericandium. This is appeal to improper authority. We cannot always prove everything for ourselves. We have to rely on others. So we have to accept the views of the authority. But very often, the authority we quote is not proper one. Let us see the definition. The fallacy of argumentum ad verecundiam is committed when we appeal to improper authority. The person sometimes does not have special knowledge in the area of discussion, yet to prove one's own point of view, an improper authority is quoted. Media takes advantage of the popularity of some famous personalities for large sale of their products. When common people are made to believe and accept that a particular product is good just because the famous people recommended it, then this fallacy of argumentum ad verecundiam is committed. Let us take few examples of argumentum ad verecundiam. A famous film star claims a particular hair oil is the best, so it must be good. Here we commit the fallacy of argumentum ad verecundiam because an appeal is made to an improper authority, that is the famous film star, for a particular hair oil. Since she is a famous film star, she has more knowledge about acting and hardly has any knowledge about a particular hair oil. Second, I'm sure that this, this cold drink is very good, as I heard the famous cricketer talk about it. Here also, fallacy of argumentum and verecundiam is committed because here we appeal to improper authority, that is the famous cricketer, for cold drink. But he, being the famous cricketer, has knowledge about the cricket matches rather than the cold drink. Let us take the third example. It is meaningless to argue in favor of democracy, since even a famous doctor was against it. Here the fallacy of argumentum and verecundiam is committed because here an appeal is made to an improper authority, that is the famous doctor. He cannot tell us about or argue about democracy. So we have understood the fallacy of argumentum ad populum and fallacy of argumentum ad verecundiam. Thank you.